If you want to be king, you got to stay healthy. In order to stay healthy, got to get your booster. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. Welcome to the Matt Kim Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Kim, joined by my co-host, Mr. Peter Saddington.
What's up, everybody? Stroke the like button gently with your cursor. SARS, check in. It's the Matt Kim Podcast. Let's roll.
Welcome, SARS, to the show. I feel like it's been a while since we recorded, and it actually hasn't been that long.
It hasn't been that long, but you have been out and about.
Traveling the world.
Yeah, you have been over on the West Coast. You have been up in the North Coast, and now you're back down in the South Coast. So
yeah,
you have been traveling a lot, sir.
I've been all over the country the last week or so, and finally back home in Atlanta. I feel good. I feel happy.
So we talked a little bit about your time with the Korean American LAPD.
Yes.
However, we actually
police in general from all over the country.
Fair enough. But I actually haven't prefaced this before we got on podcast, but are we allowed to talk about your time up in the Big Apple?
Oh, yeah. So I went to this Korean Finance Society meeting.
Korean Finance Society. Why would you be there? Because you have no money, Sar.
No money, but I got invited to attend, and I sat in kind of their conferences, and then I went to their kind of gala event, end of the year annual celebration, whatever. And it was 1,000 of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you learn anything?
No, but it was 1,000 people.
What the fuck?
1,000 Koreans that are in the finance world trying to get into Wall Street, from the younger generation to maybe some of the OGs. And it was 1,000 finance people, and they all got together for this party. They did at Cipriani at the event center there. It was wall to wall. The line was from Cipriani all the way past Grand Central Station.
Oh, yeah.
So it looked like it was an event for like a huge club event. That's what it felt like, because the line was so long to get in. It was like an hour line.
And it's a bunch of Koreans. So
I couldn't tell anyone apart because everyone's got a dark suit with black hair. So I don't know who's who. I don't know the difference.
I would have assumed it was some sort of like K-pop like event or something like that, you know?
No, I mean, it was cool. I mean.
So, but question still remains. Why the hell were you there? You must have been like the black sheep out of the black sheep.
Well, because I was at that one event on the West Coast, I kind of wanted to see, and I got invited to see what an organization of that type, how they operate and what they're doing on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really more exploratory, like what are people doing, what's going on, what does this even look like, look at what they're able to accomplish. And what I found most interesting was, and not go too long on this whole Korean American thing, what I found most interesting, that the theme of the speeches really was to like, how do you live your world confined with these invisible walls around you?
Oh, really?
And not like directly, but that was kind of the theme that I could feel.
If
you want to be successful, here are these invisible walls, and you should navigate within them.
So, my first question was it truly talks about these invisible walls that we all realize are there, or was it more of a kind of whine fest of like, wow, the white man's holding us down because of systemic, racism?
No, it's definitely not the latter.
Okay.
It's definitely not the latter,
because I think we're over that.
Yeah, we're definitely over that.
Okay.
It was more like, how do you succeed in a world where there are invisible walls around you?
Fair enough. I would have actually been quite intrigued to participate in that, because as a man of industry who's also in the finance world, I can tell you for a fact those invisible walls are real.
Yeah,
there are constraints. There are glass ceilings that you can look up, but you shall not pass.
And I wish because there was a lot of college students too that kind of joined the society. It's 1,000 of them, so it's a lot of people, right? And they're trying to like bring up younger people,
right?
And I wish that there had been a movement or a mention, or an idea at least, of how do you break through invisible glass, because it's invisible and they're like there, but it's not real. It's becoming self-confining.
You're not wrong. I mean, especially if you've been in industry in a particular market segment for long enough, and you're, let's say, Korean American, and you've tried to, get to the highest echelons of power and influence and success, the fact remains that invisible glass ceiling is truly there. And I've had many conversations, Matt, with other financiers, men of industry, women of industry in the financial world that recognize that to be true. And again, the reason I'm quite intrigued is because I would love to know how they have be able to break past it, or be able to create solutions around it, or, as you just said, be able to work within the constraints.
Yeah, I'm not a big work within constraints kind of guy. You know, like if we had, I mean, there are invisible walls around what we do, and we have no problem just like fuck the wall.
Fair
We're
enough.
going right through them.
Fair enough. But understanding the context, and I'm quite actually, you've pulled on an emotional string that I actually care about here. Like, understanding the context, these are Korean men and women of industry in the financial world who are trying to navigate that world. They are not like you and I, where it's just like, look, you're self-constraining yourself here. It's an invisible thing. Like, fuck the system. You can buck it. But again, you said college students, which made me think, and a little bit of empathy here. They're trying to navigate their own lives too, right? They're trying to figure out, I want to get on Wall Street. I want to make the big bucks. I want to do. They have no compulsion. They have no idea, Matt, that the world is actually
but you
controlled
know, like,
by the big, let's just say, the Juden of the world, right? They don't. Y'all didn't talk about the Juden, did you?
No, of course not. Of course not. It's Wall Street.
I mean, come on. You don't talk about the hand, the hand that feeds, do you?
But
you don't bite it.
Money isn't real.
You're not wrong. It's a social agreement that if I hand you this thing,
they are living within the confines of invisible walls. They're teaching them to do things like derivative analysis and credit operations, and it's
debt balancing structures.
It's like a career within a system that's not even real. So it's like taking fake money and creating systems processes around something that's fake, and then living within those fake walls. The whole thing, I was like, oh, like, you guys are smart. You guys can actually do something different with your lives. So do something more impactful. Play the power game at least. Like, what is this? Like, we're playing the money game, but the money game isn't the power game. We're starting to understand that more clearly every day because money isn't real.
But Matt,
people can print money out of thin air. We've learned this.
You have
unlimited money for everybody if they wanted to.
Matt, you're not wrong. I know that these men and women that you met with this past weekend up in New York, they're not unplugged.
No,
so you're the amount of
fully plugged in.
I know the amount of empathy that you had to have, the amount of patience that you had to have by not just having a moment of just like, I'm sure you were sitting at a table at one moment and you just had a glass there and you just wanted to smack the glass, like, fuck this shit. You guys are all controlled. Don't you understand? You living in a matrix, in the matrix of the matrix, and you're making simulation like token money.
Well,
right?
I had a couple of college students come up to me and talk to me. And they're like getting into the finance world, and
you're just like, fuck it, don't do it.
I don't want to be like, dude, ruin your career, everything you work for. This is all like, you're not going nowhere. I don't want to do that to them.
He's the crazy uncle. He's
at
that
the
crazy
same
uncle.
time in my mind, I'm thinking it, but I don't want to do it to them.
You don't want to be
because
that guy.
It's my path, but not their path.
Yeah. You don't want to be that guy, but at the same time,
it's all fake and gay. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I was about to say. Oh my gosh, dude, we're on this. I was about to say that, like, you don't want to be that guy, but at the same time, you know it's all fake and gay, right? And you're sitting there, and man, you had to have so much restraint. I bet you had to have so much restraint because you're just biting your lip, going, "Man, what the fuck are these guys talking about?"
I was definitely on my best behavior.
These guys are talking about abstractions of made up money. Like, that's like, I say this because this is what I do. Like,
well, I mean, they're
frustrating. I get
they were like, everyone was in a good mood. They were happy to network. They were happy to be around each other. They're happy that they had this thing kind of going on.
The steak tastes good, man.
And I didn't want to be the guy that walks in the room and drop this bomb of like, oh yeah, it's all fake and gay. So kind of just refrained from it, and I was on my best behavior.
And so let me put a capstone on this comment because I know you don't want to belabor the point. Your experience in New York, you could say, I'm going to put words in your mouth here. The money system is still running.
Of course.
No matter what we do in the Matt Kim podcast, the money system is still taking on new people for the Borg, new students, new graduates to the Borg. It's working quite effectively.
I thought it was interesting because, they were referencing AI, things like this, but the people that speak on AI aren't like, they use it a little bit.
Fake and gay.
And they're like, oh yeah, it can help you. I'm like, no, Like it needs to take your work, amplify it by 10x. And if you're not amplifying by 10x, then you're not going to be able to do it. It's not just about like, oh, maybe I can use it to help think of ideas or write shit. Like you have to understand it fully. And the fact that the people are trying to tell other people that, hey, AI is changing the world, but that was kind of the really vanilla type of.
Oh yeah. It's the chocolate. It tastes good, but it's not filling.
And I was like,
it's too high level.
You guys need to like tell people like you need to change your workflows and your habits completely if you want to survive in this finance world, because there are kids out there that are gonna figure out and they're gonna lap you, and you're gonna think that bro, it's not gonna happen.
I am sent,
especially in finance, which is AI is gonna replace most of your work.
Bro, that's exactly where I was about to go. Every month, I receive startup decks of people who are doing financial chicanery, shenanigans, algorithms, formulas, these agentic AI systems with multiple levels of agents orchestrating other agents in these amazing systems and platforms for finance. And I say all that word salad to say that these graduates, these ignoramuses talking about AI, they're all going to be replaced because I say no to these decks and these amazing ideas with these algorithmic formulas that are way beyond my calculus. And I'm like, that's awesome. Looks like you guys could make extraordinary money with this bot or this algorithm or this formula. But I'm not that interested because it's not sexy enough for me, or maybe it's not within my thesis. The point I'm trying to make is there are men and women who are building these systems, and these guys who are talking about shallow AI and let's still talk about it reminds me of the university professors who were talking about outdated code in college. It's like, brother, like the shit that you're talking about is already outdated. It's a little too late. So you must have been biting your lip. You must have been so patient with all of the knuckleheads because you're looking at all these kids and all these people, and you're thinking, man, you guys are in the matrix, stuck within the matrix. Right?
Yeah, they're just. I think most of finance, from what I've seen and experienced, is that it's very reactionary. So you see a trend and then you kind of react to it, but because of that, you're always kind of one step behind. But then you also move the money, which is not real, but at the time it's necessary. It's like this crazy kind of logical loop that you get stuck in being in the finance world. So
it's a game. It's a game. It's just a game.
It's just moving chips around.
It's just a game. And if you see it as such, I think you can actually have an extraordinary and successful career in finance if you truly see it as a game. The individuals who have burned out and ruined their lives in the world of finance are the ones who take it it's made up numbers. It's bits and data. It's bits and bytes. It's ones and zeros. The money's not real. Like you lost 11,000% today. It's not real.
Well, the federal government could just print it. Whatever they want.
Exactly. Which, by the way, if I can capstone that idea, if the Fed can just print money, then why the hell are we paying taxes?
Well, if the federal can print money whenever they want, why the hell are there poor people? Just a control mechanism to keep the population down.
Man, the rat race wheel is still spinning, guys.
This podcast episode was brought to you by VP.net, the only VPN that can't spy on you. Talking about control mechanisms, I don't know if I want to talk about Stephen Miller first or if I want to talk about Trump's booster first. Or is it the same thing?
We started the day with the booster. That's the only way that you're going to survive, SAR. So let's go to that.
Let's go to the booster. Apparently, Trump is a full bill of health. He is so healthy, most healthiest president ever, so healthy that he just announced that he also just got the updated flu shot and the updated COVID booster.
Wow. He must have a skeleton of steel.
And in my mind, I'm thinking, isn't this convenient? That as soon as they do this $700 million deal with Pfizer,
that's right.
He is out there going, oh yeah, the booster's great, everybody.
Money in, support out.
And then our buddy, Dr. Peter McCullough, says pretty much the same thing. Can you pull that up real quick, Lee Will?
Lee Will. Lee Will.
Lee Will. Did I call him Lee Will? Oh, wait. We don't have a TV screen on.
Oh.
Thanks, Will. Well, is it up? I don't know that.
Are we playing it? All right. Well, we're
Well,
playing
he
it
says-
overlay right here.
Breaking. President Donald Trump receives COVID-19 mRNA booster injection and flu shot. A possible marketing stunt to boost collapsing mRNA shot uptake after inking a $70 billion deal with Pfizer. Risky shot rarely taken by public associated with 394-2025 vaccine deaths. POTUS dodging more bullets.
POTUS dodging more bullets. I'm going to give you my first thoughts off the rip, which is when I saw this, it made me think of Travis Kelce. Like, Travis Kelce is a stupid man. He's not a very intelligent man. And Travis Kelce is the type of guy who would smile at you in a commercial with his little Band-Aid, right, of the booster he got. And you're looking at his eyes, and you're like, you're not an intelligent man, and you look stupid as hell. But you know what? I bet the money's good. That's the first thought, is that, man, Trump, the money must be just good enough. Because for him to be taking the booster, isn't that anti-narrative?
I mean,
isn't that campaign promises type? Isn't that anti-RFK-esque type of thing?
I can't believe RFK signed off on this, number one, which says a lot about the state of kind of this HHS that we knew, HHS that we thought was supposed to be better, but it's not. Secondly, like we've been talking about how propaganda works, is that you build around a narrative in order to achieve another goal.
Yep.
So the narrative here is, hey, look, for all those that are questioning, Trump, healthy. And by the way, subset, booster shot. It's like normalizing the idea of booster shot.
Equals healthy.
Equals healthy.
Yes.
And
so, well, let me say two things. Number one, there is no way he actually got that shot.
You don't think he took it?
No way. No way. He is. What? What? What was I too exasperated there? There's no way. He is surrounded by people who are smart enough to say, bro, you don't need it. Period. So we're just gonna say the thing, right? Even though you didn't do it.
Cash the check.
Say the thing. Come on. I mean, how did we not find out in UK and Australia how many tens of thousands of federal employees did not get the shot, right? And said they did, so they could keep their. It was all the management, not the lower levels, but all management. So that's number one. Number two, there's no way him being that old, he should be getting that shot because it's against the actual guidance of the CDC to say when you're old and you have potential, maybe pre-existing conditions, maybe Trump doesn't. It is a higher risk that this could make you more infirm. So I do not see this being a reality, Matt. This is just smoke and mirrors. There's no way in hell that he actually... And let me add number three. Do you think, Matt, and I'm trying to be really gracious here, do you really think that the NPCs of this world will read this news and say, okay,
yes,
if Orange Man took it, then should be no problem.
Yes.
Are you
For
serious?
Sure. For sure. I think that I bet you the uptick of booster shots going into the season has increased because there was a trend going down of people rejecting the COVID booster shot, like all in general. I bet you with Trump saying, I got it. Look, guys, it's safe for you because I took it also. I bet you that increase went up drastically. Regardless if you took it or not. Okay, I got a question for you.
Wait. Does that mean the liberals are going to stop taking it? Since Trump took it?
They pretty much do whatever Trump does. So that's a good question. I would.
Well,
maybe
the baseline of people taking it is so low at this point.
I remember those statistics. Yeah, because no one believes it.
That just having any bump is probably worth it. Okay, what's worse? Is it worse that the president of the United States actually took the booster shot, showing that he has a really weird understanding of the science and the health and the risks? Or is it worse that he would not take the shot but tell you to take the shot?
Oh, the latter. Because he's telling us, sheep, you must take this poison I'm not going to take it. But I'm going to play an optics play where it looks like I took it because I'm the leader of the free world and you guys listen to me and you guys are going to do what I say.
The latter shows that there is a level of competence and competent evil, right? I'm not going to take it, but I'm going to push it on you because it's better for...
That's what the horse-faced Australian lady did. That's what all the people in UK did, those leaders.
On the other side, if it's, hey, this is really good, guys. I took it and I really did. It's like, fuck, he really doesn't understand. Maybe that's worse because he's so separated from reality. You see what I'm saying? What's actually worse? The separation of reality or the deliberate peddling of something that may not be good?
Well, now I switched my vote. You just said competent and sophisticated evil.
Uh-huh.
That's evil.
Yeah.
Like, he's lying to us. He didn't take it, and he's telling us to take it. That's evil.
Yes.
What is... So here's the...
Give me more.
So here's my issue.
This guy's off the rocker.
Are you more fearful of someone who is competent and sophisticatedly evil? Or are you more scared of someone who's ridiculously stupid?
Yeah.
I'm sitting here now because the man also has the ability to press nuke buttons.
Yeah.
Right? So if he's like incompetent and retarded and he's like, I got it, that would be scarier to me.
Well, that's kind of the Biden line, right? Like when Biden was in charge, we're like, dude, this guy has no idea what's going on.
I know, it was scary.
This guy's ridiculously incompetent. And it was scary because no one knew what the hell he was doing.
Which we find out later, 99% of it was autopen.
Correct.
By
he had no clue what was going on.
Like a University of Georgia student.
And then you have Trump come in, and that was the fear with Kamala, that she wouldn't understand what's going on in the world.
Well, she doesn't understand
and
it.
She wouldn't figure anything out. And she's doing her book tour, and she's like drunk half the time.
Yeah. And yep. You're not wrong.
And then we had Trump come in, and we're like, all right, he at least he's more competent than the other alternatives.
Man.
But he's doing a lot of bad shit that I personally don't agree with.
Well, before the podcast even started, how many times have Will say we didn't vote for this?
Yeah. But then now we're starting to see this kind of shift of, oh fuck, maybe he actually doesn't know what he's doing. He's just throwing shit against the wall. And now it's like, oh fuck, we're back in Biden territory.
I mean, it looks like we're cooked. If that's the case, he's supposed to be the leader of the free world. Let's just forget the leader of the free world, leader of America. Would you rather? This is a really intriguing question. Would you rather have the leader of your nation, your nation state, be sophisticated and evil, or retarded? Like, that is, you almost prefer. This is kind of the devil's equation, right? You'd almost prefer the devil you know versus the devil you don't, right? Because it's like, at least I know he's evil and he's choosing evil, and I can work around that because it's opposite day. Whatever he says, I probably shouldn't do. But if he's incompetent, retarded, and naive, which he's not a naive man, but he has had moments where his retardation reveals itself.
I think he's got this kind of separation from reality and separation from maybe his original focus. I think that he started off in a rather decent mindset, but I think it's just shifted and separated more and more as time has gone on.
I see that.
Because
it's like he's abstracted himself one level where it's like, you know what, things are humming. I'm going to let someone else make the call. Oh, wait, you're telling me to show up on Thursday? What am I going to say? Oh, don't worry about it. Okay, I'll just say it. And then he says the thing, and he's like, well, I probably shouldn't have said the thing. Probably Fox News is going to get pissed off at me, and probably the talking heads over at the View are going to get pissed off at me, but who cares, right? So I feel like he's outsourcing maybe a little bit of this, but at the same time, he's the president. Can he be engaged in all the minutia of everything that's going on? Probably not.
I mean, I remember there was this clip going around, and let me see if I can send this to you, Will. See if you can put it up if it's even possible.
I'm just going to go back to my main point, though. I find it hard to believe that the man is surrounded by all these intellectuals and RFK. How many times is RFK literally standing behind him when he's talking? There's no way, Matt, that he took that jab. There's no way.
Impossible.
Would you?
I mean, no, I'm not taking it.
With what you know now?
No way.
No.
I am so like anti this mRNA vaccine stuff. I think it's really crazy. I saw that Bill Gates was working on a way to like input it like a stamp into your skin so that you don't have to take a shot. It's just like a stamp with like little pins on it. So you just put it like a little mark or wherever else and you put it on your body and then all of a sudden all the mRNA comes in your... I'm like, dude.
It's on a timer.
I am not for this. This thing sounds crazy.
Yes. And the worst part here, a new peer-reviewed study of 8.4 million people. Did you see that? The new 8.4 million people shows beyond a reasonable doubt that the COVID vaccines dramatically increase the risk of cancer by 30% across the board.
That's crazy.
So, like, what we know now, 8 million people, that's a large N data set. Means you can trust it. 30% increase, you probably wouldn't want to do that.
I don't know what Will's looking for here. Is that even the... Oh, that's not even the main screen. Okay. So there's this clip going around, and it's Trump, and he's yelling to golfers on his golf course. He was golfing with his granddaughter. Says, your taxes are coming down. And see, everyone's happy. And the clip is the side the media doesn't want you to see. And can you play this, Will?
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Your taxes are coming down. See, everyone's happy, honey.
That's awesome.
Everyone's happy, honey. The side the media doesn't want you to see. It's kind of the caption that's been going around with this clip. But the interesting thing about all of this...
He's just a regular dude on a golf course with his daughter, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Granddaughter.
Except he's going around the golf course with billionaires. It's like, hey, billionaires, your taxes are going down. See, they're all happy.
He's preaching to the right crowd.
And it's like, because people are spreading it around and normal Americans spreading out, look, he's on our side. No, he's literally talking to the other side.
Yes, because you quickly forget that you weren't invited to that golf course. That costs also about $500,000 a year just to be a member.
That is not your local golf course, bro.
No, not happening, Sar. You are too poor. You're actually too poor enough. You're too poor to even watch that stuff.
So there's this clip of
I think he said the wrong thing, Sar. I think he had a moment. I think he had a brain fart. No, actually, he didn't have a brain fart. Actually, I think Matthew, you should shut the fuck up because you've said too much.
So play the Stephen Miller clip.
Legal insurrection. Does the administration still plan to abide by that ruling?
Well, the administration filed an appeal this morning with the Ninth Circuit. I would note the administration won an identical case in the Ninth Circuit just a few months ago with respect to the federalizing of the California National Guard. Under Title 10 of the U.S. Code, the president has plenary authority.
Stephen? Stephen? Hey, Stephen, can you hear me?
This guy just froze. What is this?
Stephen, I apologize. It seems like we're having a technical...
What is that? He said the quiet part out loud. He's like, fuck! And they're like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. He's like, I'm not here. You know what I mean?
I'm invisible. You can't see me. You can't see me.
What was that?
I can imagine the moment that came out of his mouth, plenary authority, like he immediately had like knee pit sweats. Like you ever do something where you're immediately shocked and you immediately break out in like sweats where it's just like, oh shit, I said the thing. That was that look.
But he even like,
I mean, his pacing of his communication was so calm. We're doing this thing, da. We did the Title 6. Trump has plenary.
And they probably gave him a talk after the whole Charlie Kirk memorial debacle where he went raging on everybody.
Yep.
So like, all right, you gotta calm down. You gotta pace yourself. You need to have a little bit of flow.
Yeah.
Take it down from 11 down to a 7.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, like I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Authoritarian.
Dictatorship.
It wasn't even like, dude, take that back, take that back. No, he's just like,
Well,
it didn't happen.
so you have spoken at many different conferences, many different events, many different venues, as have I. You and I have both made, I wouldn't say Freudian slips, but you and I have both said things where we mispronounced it or we said it wrong or it just didn't come out right. And then what do? We continue on and we move on to the next topic or the next contextual idea and we just keep flowing. I have never, in 20 plus years of doing talks, ever froze like that.
No.
Like, you didn't just say it out loud. You know you said the wrong thing.
Well,
Like,
if you,
it's not like that can be explained away. It's like, no, you used plenary authority. What does that even mean, Matt?
well, if you are a trained actor
Okay.
made for the new world of clipping, then you want to give them a natural break point so it's easy to find so you can clip it out. You know what I mean? If you kept on talking, then it's hard to clip it.
Oh, so in his mind, he was thinking YouTube chapters.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
understand.
Oh, start over, And I think they went back and they asked him the same question again so he can give the response.
I'm surprised they didn't edit it like Kamala's responses because everything that she
Well,
does
it was live, So he just sat there a lot.
So we're making a big deal about something that we haven't defined.
Yes.
What is
Well, Will, can you look up the official definition of plenary authority for us, please?
because like you don't stop talking unless you said something completely out of bounds. Like if you said something kind of around the fringe, like Pam Bondi, best example of shoe in your mouth, shut the fuck up. The more you explain, the worse it gets. But at the same time, she's trying to explain things away. He didn't even try to explain things away. He was just like, I fucked up. Like,
I'm gonna get yelled at.
yeah, seriously, he's thinking right now. The moment after that, he was like, "The Jews, wait, they're gonna get me. they're gonna get me. They're gonna Charlie Kirk me." All right. So what does this say? Plenary authority is power that is full, complete, and without limitations over a particular subject area. In the U.S. political system, the term plenary authority is a more popular synonym. Characteristics: absolute. The authority is unqualified and unrestricted in scope. Number 2, undivided. The body of the person assigned has plenary power and the sole right to exercise that authority. And number 3, limited instances. Presidential pardons are part of that. Congressional regulation or commerce, congressional immigration power. And so it sounds like this man has made it quite clear on live TV that President Trump has ultimate power.
That
Like the genie in the lamp.
Stephen Miller reminds me of remember
Ultimate cosmic power.
what was that show cartoon I used to watch? Thundercats? The guy with the skeleton?
Yeah.
The bad guy?
Yeah, Skeletor. Wasn't that
Skeletor.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Skeletor.
ultimate cosmic power. I mean, that's what plenary authority is. So what does ultimate cosmic power mean? Like, he could do whatever the F he wants?
Well, obviously, there's pushback from federal judicial courts and Supreme Court, and there's checks and balances put in place. But the idea that Stephen Miller, who is Trump's right-hand guy,
I mean, he's well-spoken. He knows his ish.
the fact that plenary authority is a part of Stephen Miller's regular vernacular to a point where it just comes. I've never, by mistake,
Said plenary authority.
said plenary authority. And I talk a lot.
Yes. I don't
And
think
I'm online a lot.
And I
I've
don't-
never mentioned the idea that, hey, I have absolute power. It's not something that slips out unless it's kind of ingrained in your conscious. Right?
It's within it's your part of your mental models.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where do you even get that phrase of plenary authority from, unless you're speaking about that on a regular basis?
Yes, and I could also say for a fact that you have probably never, ever slipped up and said, I'm a dictator, which is basically what plenary authority is.
Yeah.
It's a more expensive word for dictator, right? For commanding of power.
Yeah. At what point does that come into your conversation just like naturally when you're referring to somebody?
I know. I mean,
like, what is your expectation or your vision or your idea of how somebody is, if that's how you kind of describe them?
never, ever in a cocktail hour would I say, hey, man, do you know I have plenary authority? It's like, what the fuck is that? What does that even mean? Like, no, that vernacular, that vocabulary only comes out because you actually actively use that vocabulary.
Yes. It is one of those words where unless you're actively using it, you don't say it.
So,
and you actively use it regularly.
So we talk about central casting, we talk about the game, we talk about this big play that we're seeing live. Is Stephen Miller just being a really good actor for the YouTube chapters, as you say? Or did he really, really screw the pooch on this one?
Just complete Freudian slip.
Yeah. Did he really mess it up?
I think it's that.
I mean, he was all, and I was saying this earlier before we started recording, but it was almost like MK Ultra, like trigger word. He said, ooh, and suddenly now Britney Spears is now, instead of, moving like this, she's moving with knives and she's like,
I think that's I think that's naturally how power operates, actually.
Really?
Because your job, when you have a lot of power and you want more power and you want to wield power, your job isn't to figure out, okay, here are the rules. How do I work within the confines of the rules? Your job, actually, is this is what I want to do. How can I maneuver and navigate existing rules to achieve what I want? And that's essentially what he's saying, right? Hey, we have a goal. This is what I want to do. And we're going to figure out how to do it regardless of what the official rules are, because we can maneuver and navigate around. That's what power and authority is, isn't it? Because if you don't have the ability to do that, you can't gain power.
No, you don't actually truly have power.
Because,
because the rules are greater than you.
I've talked to people who want to start business and, they talk about lawyers and like, well, our lawyer says we can't do this. I'm like, no, that's actually not how you use lawyers.
Yeah.
If you hire a lawyer, your job is to tell them what you want to achieve, what you want to do.
And how they can work it into.
And the job of the lawyer is help you figure it out to achieve your goal. That's the real job of a lawyer.
Exactly.
If you're going to a lawyer for advice on how to live within invisible confines, invisible walls, you've hired the wrong law firm.
Exactly.
Their job is to help you figure out what you want to do and achieve it, not to confine you and restrict you when there's no actual walls there.
Matt is 100% on point.
And I think that's what he's referring to, which is it comes off weird when I say, oh, we have plenary authority, because I don't agree. I don't think you do. But if I'm sitting in their seat, that's naturally how I'm going to think about it.
Everything Matt is saying is absolutely the truth. 100%. Most people see lawyers as a constraining mechanism to your freedoms. Wrong, sir. You use lawyers to say, and this is literally how I work with my legal team, I'm going to do this. You have to tell me how to do it legally.
Yeah.
I want to do this. And Rachel doesn't watch my show, but Rachel's one of my lawyers. And so for context, so I run a venture fund. It's my third vintage. We're a Regulation D 506B classification. Now, that doesn't mean anything to anybody out there, but I've chosen this Regulation D 506B classification because it gives me latitude in marketing. Because you're not supposed to be able to sell securities, obviously, to non-accredited investors. You know this. And you cannot market to non-accredited investors because it's a security. However, as a Regulation D 506B classification, I'm given a little bit of wiggle room. So why do I bring this up? Because Rachel tags me all the time. And she's like, Peter, I saw that post. That looks like you're selling a security. And that's where I say, Rachel, make it okay, because I'm not deleting that shit.
Yeah.
And so, Matt, I think this is a little bit of education for everybody out there, but this is something that's deep within my wheelhouse. That's exactly how you use lawyers. Is you say, I want to do this. How do we do it within the legal constraints? And how can we have wiggle room to make it so that I can get what I want? And so lawyers are always on the side of their client to try to find the gray area in the law so that you can get what you want done. Under that context and under that premise, my mind has been changed because you've reminded me of how I use law. So when Stephen Miller comes out and says Trump has plenary authority, brother, exactly.
Yeah.
Because he has agendas, strategies, tactics, goals, and initiatives that he wants to get done. And he, in his worldview, can do whatever the hell he wants. He just has to make sure the lawyers can somehow make it so that we can sell that Melania token for lots of money.
Correct. And the disconnect here is that this is how power operates.
You got it.
Everywhere. In every level of industry, this is how power operates. So, not only politics, but within every type of business. But
you're not supposed to say the silent part out loud.
That's the quiet part. People don't say out loud. And that's where he fucked up. Because you can't announce to the world, we're going to bend the rules, we're going to bend the law, we're going to make it use in our favor so we can do whatever the fuck we want. You're not supposed to say that.
Yeah.
But he did. And that's why he froze.
That's why he froze. And if Stephen Miller had a Rachel like me, then Rachel would be hitting him up and saying, Stephen, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Delete that post. Delete it now, Peter. Delete it now.
He's definitely in timeout.
Well, he said the silent part out loud, but I like the fact that we rummaged through this conversation because what Matt says is exactly true. And it's from my experience as well. Like, if you're in business, you're leading that business, your job is to find out how to become profitable, how to make money, however you can. And sometimes, as a business leader, ideas spring in your mind that seem, let's just say, legally awkward. But there's financial opportunity there. That's what lawyers are for, to say, lawyer, I have this way of making money. It seems illegal. Help me make it legal. And that's what Trump is doing. That's what all these people that we talk about, all these oligarchs, that's all they do all day is saying, holy shit, I can 10x this shit. Doesn't seem legal. Well, that's what my lawyer Jerry's for, right?
The rules are finite and confining and absolute for you. But once you escape that peon class and you get to a class that's higher and more above the law, that live in the gray of law, now you can use laws and regulations to your benefit. You can move them. You can manipulate them. They are malleable. They are not finite. The rules and the rigidity of laws only applies to the peon class.
You got it. And Matt's experience this last weekend going up to the Big Apple with all these Korean American entrepreneurs and financiers and men and women of industry, they're just trying to get plugged in deeper to the matrix because the steak tastes so good, man.
But I want to move to this real quick because I understand why people are so upset with this idea of absolute power, plenary authority, this weird kind of yielding of power in a way that we've never seen before. Because other presidents, they've done it, but not at the level of Trump. And from Trump's perspective, I want to enact a lot of change. I want things to change. I don't have time for rules and guardrails. I'm just going to do whatever the fuck I want.
Well, that's how change gets exacted quickly, yes.
Again, not that I agree, but that's what he's doing.
Would you say it's reminiscent of an Austrian painter?
He has a goal and objective in mind. I don't agree with his methodology. I don't know if we'll get to where he wants to go. Time will tell. I don't agree with it, but I understand what he's doing, why he's doing it. On the other side of that, there are people that are very adamantly against this form of government and his methodology.
I think you and I both agree that we are smaller government, the better.
I'm an adamant small government person.
Yes.
Trump obviously is a big government person. I don't care what they tell you, he's a big government guy.
Yeah.
So we're seeing these no kings rallies because it was in June.
Yeah.
And the one in June, I was really dismissive of it. I kind of blew it off, whatever. It's a joke. It's another BLM 2.0, bunch of idiots. But then Trump tried to do his big birthday party in Washington, D.C. with the military and everyone else. And the No Kings rally was so big that it took over the narrative of his birthday party, of the military rolling on. They were real sloppy anyway, so whatever.
Yeah.
But
they're not like the Chinese where they're all in sync.
Yeah. but they got big enough where they took over the narrative. And they took over actually the people and the people's attention, which I found was fascinating because it seemed like a grassroots effort, and they are spreading all over the country, and they are doing the next No Kings rally throughout the entire country this weekend. It's Saturday.
Are you gonna truly look at me and say that it's organic?
Well, we can get back to that, but I want to get your take on the No Kings rally first.
So let me dig up some history because we talked about this previously. And out of all of the social irregularities that are popping up, like these protests, these Black Lives Matter, No Kings, this, all that stuff, I've never had, let's just say, people that I know closely that have been involved in this. The No Kings is the only rally where I've had, let's just say, close people that I know that were involved with it.
Really?
And it's so fucking disappointing when they sent me pictures. Like, so
I'm here, guys.
You're a loser. You're a loser. They actually made posters. Like, we're not going to be led by a king. Did you guys vote in Kamala? Like, did you guys say bend over? Yes, sir. 6 feet, and I'm going to put on 3 masks. Like, the No Kings makes no sense to me because you're just choosing which king you actually want. And so I'm saying this, it's building up a little bit of emotionality in me, but I was severely disappointed in these 2 people that sent me a picture. I was like, you guys are losers for wasting your Saturday to go out to a bloody No Kings rally. You losers. You losers. You losers. So not a fan of it. I think the whole idea of, No Kings makes a lot of sense, but when you realize that both left and right, Matt, are both essentially dictatorships, I mean, you're just picking your poison at that point in time.
I thought it was interesting because of the pure scale of it. During BLM, it was manufactured, part of it was organic, and it took a lot to get it moving.
Well, there was a lot of Soros money supporting it, for sure.
But this thing, it is in, I don't know how many cities it's supposed to hit this weekend, but it's like hundreds of thousands of people, maybe more.
It's being supported by the same leftist ideologues, and the same organizations are supporting. You just follow the money. These banners don't show up. Like, have you ever woken up, Matt, and said, you know what? I want to spend $50,000 printing out banners for people that I don't know, and I'm going to pass them out in downtown Atlanta for this next rally. Have you ever wanted to spend $50,000 so hard that you wanted to print out Said nobody ever. Nobody ever wakes up and says, I want to spend money on No Kings banners. The only way you have a No Kings banner at these rallies is because an organization went to Kinko's and printed that shit out. Okay?
Let me add a weird curveball to the situation. Okay? Because the No Kings rally is promoted as a anti-Trump rally, march, movement, whatever.
Oh, it's all very anti-Trump. Yeah,
right? Yeah. All very anti-Trump. Yeah. And I found out, wait, who actually runs this thing? Because at the top, there has to be someone that organizes it. There are nonprofits that support it, that give money to it. But at the top of it, there's someone that started this idea and kind of running the organization. We found out with BLM, it was those 2 crazy black ladies who
they love socialism.
Yeah, there was at least someone that we can identify with.
Fascism, yeah.
Maybe not identify with directly, but we knew they were kind of the ones that pushed this starting.
Fair enough, but they had deep pockets from the small hats.
They had deep pockets, and they took a bunch of it, but in the context of how big a movement of it was, it's not like crazy money. They took a few $1 million or $5 million, $10 million.
Fair enough.
Which seems like a lot of money, but in the context of how big it got,
the optics were larger than the organization.
Correct. I'm not giving them the pass on being corrupt and taking the money. At the same time, it's a drop in the bucket compared to how big the organization was. Okay. So we have this New Kings rally, which is like the new next generation version of this anti-Trump march.
So disappointing.
The founders are a group called Invisible.
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 You mean, it's kind of like the anonymous of the Reddits?
Run and organized and started by the two co-founders, Ezra Philip Levine, Leah Greenberg. I'm just saying, man. Just saying. Just in case no one wanted to put those dots together. Both sides, bro. They control both sides. Nothing is organic. The whole purpose is always just to create chaos, dissent, have people fight, and you capitalize on the movement of both.
So what
There is no such thing as side.
So you
Fund both sides of the war. That's how it works.
So you're
Ezra Levine and Leah Greenberg. Connect the dots.
So what you're basically saying is Silverstein is fighting Finkelstein. But it doesn't matter because both Steins are getting paid.
Yep. They control
What-
both
what-
sides of the organization, both sides of the movement.
So
They're funding both sides of the war.
okay, so let's
You're getting mad and worked up, and you're putting your T-shirt on, and you're spending $50,000, or you're collecting someone's $50,000 to make the banners. You're just a tool.
Matt, you're noticing too hard. I mean, it's almost like if we were to replace the words BLM and replace the words with no kings with TPUSA.
Both sides. It doesn't even matter anymore. It's crazy, ain't it?
When does noticing a pattern truly become truth? Because I think you and I can both agree that truth matters. Would you agree? Does truth matter? Does truth? Let me posit the question, Matthew. Does truth matter?
What is truth?
Well, that's very Pontius Pilate of you to say. But let me ask you again: does truth matter?
Of course.
So, if truth matters, then what is someone to do when the pattern is clearly the realities of our truth?
Well, you're not allowed to do anything. Because, did you see? Well, I want to bring this up. here.
Okay, bring it back here because I feel like I got my dick in my hand and I don't know what to do right now. What am I supposed to do with this information?
I don't know if you saw this news out of Canada.
Oh, America's hat, amazing.
Court issues first ever jail sentence in Canada for Holocaust denial.
Really?
A North Bay, Ontario man has been sentenced to jail for dozens of social media posts and videos promoting hate and violence against the Jewish community, marking the first ever conviction in a Canadian court for Holocaust denial. 9 months in jail and 2 years probation for willful promotion of hate against Jewish people, the willful promotion of anti-Semitism by condoning, denying, or downplaying the Holocaust.
Bro.
For his social media posts, he will be going to jail for 9 months. It's not even about whether or not the Holocaust is real or not. This guy is going to jail for what he said on the internet.
I think one of
This
the
is Canada.
I think one of the most profound questions you can simply ask yourself is, if a historical moment is true, then why do you ever need to propagandize me about it? Let me ask you this. Did the historical event of the Civil War happen?
Okay.
No, just answer the question, Matt. Did this historical event of the Civil War happen?
It doesn't actually matter. History is won by the victor. We know this from time and time again. Nothing in our history is actually true or accurate because the one who wins rewrote it constantly. Happens to be that they're on the right side of history. Historical evidence for this. Was it true or not, actually, in the greater scheme of things? I don't know if we'll ever actually make a difference or care because, again, the people who win get to write history, and the people who lose in history, never get their truth out there.
Okay.
What is right, what is wrong.
I am just so beyond fatigued, Matt, that someone in 2025 can wake up on a Tuesday, decide that they've chosen violence, go on the internets and say, I dislike
X.
the Jews.
Hmm.
And for doing so, is put in jail.
9 months. 2 years probation.
How is that happening?
What's happening?
What
It's also happening
what
in UK.
what is going on, Matt?
Happens in China.
We know this, but it's becoming a more common and consistent news item.
Yeah, it's going to happen here too.
In Georgia,
Yeah, it's going to happen all over the world. It's the new standard.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is fucked.
She's losing it.
She's so fucked. She's going to be the first person in Georgia to go to jail for saying some shit. She's so fucked. I love Marjorie, by the way. She's
She kind of grows on you.
She does. She's like that parent that you meet at the parent rep meetings where you're like, oh, she's a little overburdensome, a little talkative, got a little bit of opinions, but then you're like, you know what?
She's not wrong.
She's not wrong. You know what? Actually, she did push through that initiative. We don't have that stupid shit anymore. Okay, you know what? Okay, I got you. Yeah, she kind of grows on me.
It's like I'm like conflicted throughout this whole thing because there's a certain future that is coming. It doesn't look like there's anything anyone's going to do to actually stop it. We are going into a world with digital surveillance and censorship. Fact.
No cap. 6'7".
Do we learn to live within the confines? Or do you put yourself out there knowing that it's going to end really badly? You can't change the future that is coming. Digital surveillance and censorship. 100%.
Sounds like I need to go to the Big Apple and plug myself into the financial matrix with these
You
young
can't
bloods.
stop that. That's happening no matter. All over the world, the trend is there. It's happening. All the systems are in place. You don't spend billions and trillions of dollars to build out certain surveillance mechanisms, not to use the toys. You're going to use the toys no matter what.
Of course. That's what they're
It's
there
just a
for.
matter of who uses those toys against you.
Yeah.
But they are going to be used.
That's what I'm saying. I need to be one of those young bloods who goes up to New York City and plugs into the matrix because the steak is so good.
Absolutely nothing you can do to stop the future from happening. What's the alternative?
Well, the alternative is putting a bullet in your head, but Charlie
do
Kirk
that.
did that for us. Oh, wait. Too soon? I mean, I know what our job is. That's easy. We have to keep talking about it.
Yeah.
Because the Finkelsteins cannot keep defeating
But
the Berensteins.
but if we live in a digital world and everything is controlled by algorithms and levers, there's no point in talking into the void when all they gotta do is just turn you off.
We're not there yet.
Not yet. But again, the trend line is going there.
Fair-
It's something we have to consider and think about.
Fair enough. Can we do a manufacturing principle, which is called JIT, just in time decision making, which is simply we continue on persevering SAR until the final shoe drops, and we make informed, sophisticated decisions as we see the new milestones being made, the new changes being made in regulations and content, and like we're going to have to stay agile the way that we have. We're going to have to keep battling the SARS like we always have in our DMs. It's a fucking jungle in there of shit throwing, right? We just continue on.
As we kind of continue to move and evolve and change, the pressure is gonna keep on, coming down. We're gonna feel it more and more and more. And every time they drop these news of this guy got arrested, or this guy got in trouble, or this guy got canceled, unknowingly it creates these guardrails.
Yeah,
That's what they're doing?
It's the panopticon of surveillance. That's what they're doing. They're creating the scaffolding of this panopticon IRL live, right? Because this panopticon is not completely, the dome isn't completely here yet, right? So they're just dropping, here's a piece, here's a piece, here's a piece. And slowly the pieces will get into play. And by the time you know it, it'll be here. And you and I will look at each other and say, damn, bro, that steak is good. The steak is good.
I have no intent on going to this No Kings rally this weekend because I gotta spend time with my kid. But if anyone watching the pod does go,
Let us know.
let us know. Send us some clips. I'd be curious to see what your experience at that No Kings rally was like. I'm actually genuinely interested.
Yes. And if you're my friend, don't send me photos of you going to a No Kings rally.
Photobomb him, send him unlimited videos.
No.
Let him know. If
I
you
will
go
be
to the event,
disappointed
send him
in you.
all to Peter. Give up this video saying, check in SAR from the No Kings rally. Curious to see what that's like. See you guys next week.